Hi, and thanks so much for joining me on my channel where I post every Thursday. At least if there's something extra I can fit in there, I will, but you'll see me at least every Thursday. And today we are talking about this product. It is by the ESTÉE Edit. It is the Gritty and Glow Magnetic Eye and Face Palette. So there are two separate palettes in here, one for eyes, one for face, and we'll try on as many things as we can and let you know how they work out for me. So here are both of the palettes. This is the face and this is the eye, and I'm going to talk you through some of the swatches. I've swatched them with both my finger and with brushes, and it's kind of interesting how differently they swatch based on if you're using a brush or not. So I'm swatching here with my finger first with SWERVE, and then with the brush. The brush swatches did not go well, but we've got RIFF next, a peachy kind of champagne color. I'm not great at swatching anyway, but I thought I'd give it a try. We've got Burn next. It's a beautiful deep burgundy color. Next up is Wavy, which is a nice emerald green, multi-dimensional. Again, brush swatch is not going well. We have Mood, which is black. And then finally we have Trip, a deep blue with iridescent shimmer in there, kind of between, again, a glitter and a shimmer. And those are all of the eyeshadow colors. Next up we have the highlight. Snow Lit is first, it's the lightest color. Then we got 14 Karat Glow, First Light, and then a little bit deeper Gleam. And the last two, we've got Ray, which is really beautiful for really rich skin tones. And then finally we have Beachy. And that's it for the highlights. So as you can see, I already have makeup on, and the reason I do is because I am modeling this look after a Lisa Eldridge video that I watched. She put makeup on Yasmin Laban, and if you don't know her, she is a supermodel from the 90s, so I remember from when I was little. So she went and did a neutral look on her, and then there was a second part to that, and they did a rock chick? Is that right? Yeah, something kind of gritty on her, and I thought that these colors were very similar to what she was using. She was using a Dior palette, but I noticed that the colors were similar and it had that kind of rough around the edges look. So I thought I'd try it with this. I normally don't gravitate towards sparkly, glittery kinds of makeup, but I think for holiday, it's a fun time to try these things out. So I thought I'd give it a go. And she started with a neutral face like this with powder already. So then she goes in with some eyeliner, some black eyeliner, and then layers on top of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just follow those steps. I've watched the video a few times just to make sure I have all the steps. So I will link both of those videos below so you can see them for yourself. But that's what I'm gonna attempt to do, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing that she did was she did a rough line of black eyeliner above and below the eye, and I'm going to take the Xtreme Lashes by MOUSSELLI because it's really creamy and easy to move. And then she took a pencil brush. I'm using a SMASHBOX shadow liner brush, and I'm just going to smudge that in. And she already had mascara on Yasmin Laban, so it'll be interesting to see how I work around the mascara that I already have applied. And she wasn't too careful at all about applying the eyeliner. And she just smudged it out. And what's nice about actually putting some shadow on first is that I've got a darker shadow in the crease just to define some of the shape of the eye socket. So that's one eye. We're going to keep going with the other one. Now I'm thinking if you want something more opaque than this, you could try a cream eyeshadow stick like the one by Terry, the black one. There's a black matte color. I think that might work really well, but this gives a nice black and gray tone to it because, as you can see, it's a little bit of an ombre effect from the base of the lashes upward. So let's go ahead and see if that gives it a good surface for the pigment to stick to. So the only concern I have is that when I swatched these colors with the brush, that there wasn't that much payoff and there was a bit of fallout, so hopefully I don't make that much of a mess. I'm going to take this green color, I'm going to take Wavy, and just press that onto my lid kind of in the middle. Ooh, So far I'm liking that. It's sticking pretty well. I'm not seeing much fallout, and there is quite a bit of pigment that ended up on my lids, which is good. The next thing I'm going to take, and I'm using the shading brush by Real Techniques. I have a few of these, so I'm just going to switch them out as I switch colors. I'm going to take the one next door to it, Burn, and I'm going to place that color on the outer parts of my eyes. And then I know she took a fluffy brush and just blended together. Okay, and then lastly she took it was like a grayish color, but we're gonna go ahead and use Mood. And we're just going to take that on the outer V. And then we're gonna blend again. So I'm getting some fallout from the pigment. So if you would like to try this, you might want to try it before you apply your foundation. Okay, and essentially that was it for the eye look, and it was really quick. As you can see, it didn't take very long. I would like to apply, so she applied 3 colors. It was like a greenish color, kind of like the one I applied, and then a plummy aubergine color, and then a kind of a smoky gray color. So I applied 3 of those colors, but I really am interested in this color right here. I just want to see how it looks. That is Trip, and we're just going to take that on the brush, and let's add that to, where can we add that? Let's add that in between the green. Let's add it in between these 2 colors right here. Yeah, that one's really pretty. Yeah, I just wanted to give that a try to see how it looked, and I also love that, so you could try a combination with that, or you could try that alone. So far I'm loving the eyeshadows. Another thing that she mentioned was that she actually left the waterline as is because it can sometimes close your eye up. It's so funny, I hear different things that yes, it closes your eye up, or no, it actually makes your eye look bigger, so it's kind of personal preference. At this point, I think I'm liking it without, but I would, if like my eyes were red or something like that, I would definitely line them with something just to cancel that out. Because I think when it's red on the inside, you look tired or your eyes look irritated. So depending on how that waterline's looking, you can either leave it as is or put something in there. Okay, next we're gonna go in with some of these highlighters. I'm using a Ray Morris Kabuki, Mini-Kabuki brush for this. I know this can be a little bit concentrated, but the payoff on the pigments when I swatch them with just a brush was not very good. So I think that I'll be safe going with something a little bit denser. Okay, so let's pick a color. I would normally pick something like this, so let's try that first. Yeah, the brush doesn't seem to pick up a whole bunch, and you can see, since this is a white color brush, you can see how much actually doesn't end up on there. Okay, though. Definitely has, wow, you can see that right there. Boom. But I will say it is definitely grittier because anything you have here, if you have little lines, or I can even see little pores showing up, that's something to think about. Okay, so even though it looked like it didn't pick up a whole lot, it picked up enough that you could definitely see a highlight there. This is for people who like a more evident highlight. So if you like subtle highlights, I don't think you'll like this. But for holiday, I think it's okay. I mean, I'm really gonna look like I'm going to a party when I'm done with this. Okay, so I just want to try some different ones, so we'll put different colors in different places. Okay, so we're gonna try this really light one. So let's just try a little of that, whoa, right here. It has a little bit of iridescence to it, like the scales on the fish. It has like a pinkish, and then it has like a greenish tone to it. So it's got lots of different colors that put that together, and you can see that right here. Again, does bring out texture. Okay, so these, I'm not sure, they're so pigmented that they almost look like blush. So let's go in with this one that's called First Light. I have my Vera Sephora color switch thing to help me clean my brush in between. So let's go in with this pinky color called First Light, and then let's put that, where are we gonna put that? Running out of places. Let's put that on the other cheek. It's a peachier highlight. That one's actually a little bit more subtle. Doesn't have the same effect, but it also doesn't accentuate texture as much. That one's definitely more my style. Okay, let's go in with another color. Whoa. Let's go in with Gleam. That's this color. It's a mauvey kind of a, gosh, these look like blushes. Should we try this as a blush? Might be a big mistake, but let's see. Oh yeah, it's definitely not a blush. It is very sparkly. So if you want like a peachy pink highlight, if you have richer skin tones, this might be really good for you. And then here, I don't think will look like a highlight on me. So let's just see, because I wonder if you could use these as other things like eyeshadow. Let's see. Oh yeah, you could definitely use that one as an eyeshadow. I just want to see how this looks on the skin. You know, this kind of reminds me of that Becca one that was like a rose gold color that people weren't sure what to do with. That's what it reminds me of, because it's really beautiful and it has a really nice shimmer to it, but then the color is so deep that I think these would be really beautiful if you have really, really rich skin. But those are pretty. So I'm going to say that going from lightest to darkest, the lighter it is, the more reflective it is, and also the more texture it brings out. Okay, so let's go in with, I think the one that I would use the most is 14 Karat Glow. So I'm just going to put that on the bridge of my nose. And let's do the whole Cupid's bow thing. And then let's put it on the other cheek just to even it out. Yeah. If you have any dry patches or anything like that, this is gonna bring it out. But if you have perfect skin and you are like 20 years old, I think you could get away with this pretty easily. I should take this on my finger and put it right under my brow bone. Yeah, you can see right there how reflective it is. And then let's try it in the inner corner. I don't know how it's gonna look on this with this kind of rock chick eye. Why doesn't that sound right? Anyway, I don't know how it's gonna look with this eye. You can see how well that color switch tool works, because this had black eyeliner in it and now it's not transferring any of that. Okay, and then the last thing that she did, well, actually she followed up with a cream blush, but I think I have too much happening on my cheeks right now. And then she took a, it wasn't the NARS product, I think it was a YSL product, but it was similar in the kind of consistency and product it was. So I'm taking Plato's from the NARS Sarah Moon Velvet Lip Glide set, and I'm just putting on my finger, my hand first, and then my finger, and then just dotting it on. I already have a lip liner and just some a By Terry Baume de Rose. And I'm going to sheer it out, just to add a little color, a little stain. Okay, and here's the final look using these two palettes, the eyeshadow palette and the face palette. And my initial thoughts on the eyeshadow palette are that these are very sparkly. Well, they're not that sparkly, but they're definitely more glittery than what I would normally select. But for a holiday look, I think it's really appropriate. And for this rock chick look, I think that it works really well because it does have that gritty quality to it and something that's not as refined. So I really was impressed at how well these colors showed up. I think that following the lead of Lisa Eldridge and then putting that eye pencil on first and smudging it out as a base worked really well for this product. So I would probably purchase this product on its own. If it was offered on its own, they came as a set, but if it was offered on its own, I probably would purchase it because I don't have anything like this, and if I had somewhere to go where I needed something festive, I would definitely use this. So this was a win for me in terms of how well it performed and the results I got and the look that came together in terms of what I was trying to do and that kind of grittier quality, which is why I think the name is really appropriate for it. And then for the face palette, if this were offered on its own, I probably would not purchase it, only because these highlights are really strong and that's not my style. I'm much more subtle. I love the Hourglass strobe lighting powders, and these are really strong highlights. And if you have any, again, texture, dryness, pores, anything like that to your skin, any imperfection will show up with this product. But I would definitely use it, and since I have it, I would definitely use it as an eyeshadow, something like that. Or if I really did need a strong highlight for something, I don't know what, but I would definitely pass on this if it was something that I was going to buy on its own. But the colors are really pretty if this is your style. It's just not, it's not my style. So I hope I was able to give you some information on these products that helps you decide if you want to purchase these or pass on these, or if you have this palette already or something similar that I could help you with a look, because until I saw the Lisa Eldridge video myself, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with this, but I just knew that it was interesting. I knew it was something I didn't have, and so I hope I was able to teach you something. So if you learned something from this video, if you just enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.